everyone. Welcome to Work Love Wednesday. Samm Smelter here for Work Love Wednesday. It is time for Work Love Wednesday. Hi, Facebook Live. Samm Smelter here, and I wanted to hop on for the first ever Work Love Wednesday. And today I just want to tell you a little bit about what that is and why are we doing this Work Love Wednesday concept. And it all goes back to this beautiful book that I am getting to hold in my hands called Unstuck You, The Guide to Feeling Forward. Now, this book is very significant to me for a couple of different reasons. But number one, it is a program that I designed when I first launched Leadership Arts Associates. It was the very first program that when I asked myself the question of what did I want to offer to the world now that I had my own business, what did that look like? And it manifested as this program. But when this program was born, it was not called Unstuck You. And even those of you that have gone through it, it was not called Unstuck You. This is the third evolution of it. When it first started, it was called Work Love, because at the premise of it was showing people that you can love what you do and do what you love, have that true professional passion, which is something that I am really passionate about, is helping you find that. Because we spend on average about 90,000 hours working in our lifetime. 90,000 hours working in your lifetime. And can you imagine spending all that time being miserable? And for most of us, working is just always going to be part of our day. It's always going to be there. And so I really have this strong passion for people who feel trapped, for those who can't seem to get their momentum back, for people who feel like they woke up one day, ended up somewhere professionally and don't understand how they got there, and if there are any other options. And so that was where this whole work love concept came from. And the program was really built to give those tools to help those find that professional passion. Now, a couple things happened from that, but before I get to that, that has been the motivation for Work Love Wednesdays. I really want to come to you every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, share with you any answers to questions that you may have. So if you're thinking about this concept of work love and a question comes to mind, please feel free to comment there because we'll answer those as well. But in addition to that, I want to be able to come to you with a quick tidbit every week on how to keep you on track to loving what you do and doing what you love. And how do we make that work in our life that is so messy and chaotic and busy? There are so many options out there for us, and I want to make sure that I share those with you because a lot of those lessons and a lot of those tools I'm still actively learning myself. And I'm a big component about sharing the love of the things that are happening. So I look forward to every week bringing you tidbits, tools, even special guests, and sharing those people with you, other inspiration and bloggers that I have found out on the web to help you connect and stay loving what you do. So let's talk about this program in particular and talking about the tools that are in it. And then that even talks a little bit more so about expanding this concept of work love. Because when I started the program, my tunnel vision was on, and I really wanted to focus on professionals that are lacking professional passion. Now, in reality, as I started to question the great myth of work-life balance, which if you read my first book, From Heart to Heart, you'll know in chapter 8, I processed this in great depth. But I started to believe for those of us who truly want to be passionate professionals, that line is not so clear. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. What we're aiming for is to have truly a balanced life, which means that we have what we need personally, and that feeds us to do what we love professionally. But even more so, what we do professionally feeds us to be at home and fully present with those that we love, or whatever is our personal life of our dreams, because that's so different for all of us. The amount of hours, the personal practices, all those things are embedded to help basically feed you to do what you love and live a life that is full of joy, a pure joy. Joy that I see is beyond this word of happiness. Joy is just that deep-rooted sense of pleasure and satisfaction that you feel deep and internal. And so I say this because the first round of the Work Love program was geared towards these professionals and their passion, but slowly we saw the personal elements leaking over, seeping over, wanting to be satisfied and wanting to get unstuck, because that was really what was needed before even moving into what was happening professionally. And sometimes that was the blockage that needed to be released to allow us to be professionally passionate. And so this program emerged to kind of take a personal and a professional focus. And so for the last 2 years, it's ran as engagement recharted, and it has been an amazing experience. Each class that I taught for 4 hours has been unique to the people who have shown up on those days. And I have considered it an extreme privilege, but also just an amazing experience from the aspect that they have helped to contribute and made the program what it is today, showing me the way that these tools have come alive for them. This program was developed with the tools that I use to help me get unstuck and basically unfunked as I was going through my personal and my professional path. And I can only talk from my personal experience when I'm doing these things. Running the program for the last 3 years has allowed me to see how it comes alive for others. And that is something that is beyond a blessing. And the way that it has manifested for others and changed things when they have invested in these tools, I just can't even believe that I am able to be associated with that. So I say all this because I never thought that the program would end up in a book. As a trainer and a facilitator, I'm a big believer in wanting to hold that space for individuals. And this is more than a book. It's a self-guided journal. It's a self-reflective tool that is used to really take you through individually and experience the program in its level of perfection to the vision that I've always had for the program. You know, putting it in written format, putting it in a text, putting it in a journal allowed me to really get crystal clear on my thoughts of what I wanted to share. And despite whatever energies may be coming in and out of the space with the people for that time frame, which is always needed, and that experience is completely custom to them. But when I were to take a couple steps back, 10 steps back, and say, what is this in the bigger picture? What do I want to make sure is passed on? All of that is captured in here. And so now the birth of Unstuck You, the Guide to Feeling Forward, is born. And I'm so excited about this next evolution of this program and what we can do with the live sessions, but also making this tool so accessible to all of you that maybe couldn't fit the program into your schedule, but also just giving access to it, you know, at an economical cost, and not having to worry about all those things about overhead and location and scheduling and food. Like, it's yours and it's here, and it feels so good and it feels so right, and I'm just so happy that it finally manifested. And so, talking about getting unstuck, this Work Love Wednesdays, I've loved this concept of work love for a long time, and then even this more so of coming via video, because I prefer audio and video. I've gotten better at writing, as you can see, because there are 2 books and probably more, and I really enjoy that. But I still just love being able to connect with you, and you seeing me, you hearing me. That's how I like to connect with people when I do that via all of these distance tools. And so I wanted to do that, and I didn't know what the concept was going to be. And really, it's kind of come full circle with this writing project, you know, being reminded of why it was created in its original work love format, and then realizing how strongly that concept resonated with me. And so we're going to do Work Love Wednesdays, and I'm going to come to you every Wednesday at 10 a.m. And I got unstuck because I finally made this happen. So yay me. So include in the comments anything that you want to know about, anything that you're struggling with personally, professionally, that you want to know if I have any tools up my tricks up my sleeves that I can share with you. And then on top of that, we'll throw some polls out there. So this week's poll is, do you feel stuck right now? And is it personally or professionally? So I'm going to publish that right now. And as you're going through, answer that. You know, do you feel stuck? Do you feel like you just don't have any momentum, or a little bit of being lost, because that's a common feeling associated with being stuck too. And say yes or no, and let's talk about that. And next week, I'm going to come to you and share with you a great tip that I learned the hard way as I was kind of doing my speaking engagements, about the importance of taking care of you, and personal rituals and things like that. So I'll be really excited to share that with you next week. But here, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments, and say hello. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.